What if a single drop of poison whispered into an ear on a bustling Amman street could unravel a fragile peace treaty, force a prime minister to his knees, and turn a targeted man into an untouchable legend? What if the hunters became the hunted in a botched spy operation that echoed through the halls of power from Jerusalem to Washington? Buckle up, because we're diving into one of the most audacious and spectacularly failed assassination attempts in modern history. The 1997 Mossad hit on Hamas leader Khaled Meshaal. This isn't just a tale of espionage. It's a high-wire act of betrayal, chase scenes straight out of a thriller, and diplomatic brinkmanship that nearly ignited a regional firestorm. The spark. Tensions ignite in the Holy Land. To understand why Israel set its sights on Khaled Meshaal, we have to rewind to the volatile 1990s, a decade scarred by the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Meshaal, born in 1956 in the West Bank village of Silwad, had risen through the ranks of Hamas, the militant group founded in 1987 amid the First Intifada. By 1997, he was the head of its political bureau, exiled in Jordan and orchestrating operations from afar. Hamas had just unleashed a wave of devastating suicide bombings in Israel, including a horrific attack on Jerusalem's Mahane Yehuda market in July that killed 16 people and wounded over 160. The blast sent shockwaves through Israeli society, with bodies strewn amid the rubble of fruit stands and cafes. Sensational images that fueled public outrage and demands for retribution. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, in his first term and facing mounting pressure, saw Meshaal as the architect of this terror. "This man is a threat that must be neutralized," Netanyahu reportedly fumed in closed-door meetings. Enter Mossad, Israel's legendary intelligence agency, known for operations like the capture of Adolf Eichmann and the Munich Olympics revenge killings. Netanyahu greenlit a covert hit, codenamed something innocuous but deadly, aiming to strike Meshaal in Amman. Neutral ground under the 1994 Israel-Jordan peace treaty. The goal? Make it look like a natural death, no fingerprints, no fallout. But as we'll see, hubris has a way of turning plans to poison. The plot. Shadows gather in Amman. Mossad's preparation was a masterclass in spycraft, laced with the kind of thrilling details that make you question every stranger on the street. A team of 6 to 8 agents slipped into Jordan a week before the strike, posing as Canadian tourists with forged passports, down to the maple leaf details. Their weapon, not a gun or bomb, but an insidious toxin, levofentanyl, a synthetic opioid derivative up to 100 times stronger than morphine, engineered in Israeli labs for delayed lethality. It was designed to be sprayed via a compact device disguised as a soda can or hidden under a bandaged arm, entering the bloodstream through the ear for a slow, undetectable kill. Headache, vomiting, coma, death within 48 hours, mimicking a heart attack or stroke. The agents rehearsed obsessively. One would accidentally bump into Meshaal, the other would deploy the spray in a split-second whisper of mist. Backup teams waited in rental cars for extraction while lookouts monitored from afar. It was bold, borderline reckless, operating in the capital of an ally nation. But Mossad's motto, by way of deception, "Thou shalt do war," drove them forward. Little did they know, fate and a vigilant bodyguard had other plans. The strike, a whisper, turns to chaos. September 25, 1997, dawned like any other in Amman, sunny, unassuming. Khaled Meshaal, 41 and sharp-eyed, stepped out of his car en route to his office, unaware that death lurked in the shadows. 2 Mossad operatives, dressed casually to blend in, closed in. One feigned a collision, the other leaned close and activated the device. A faint hiss, a cold shiver down Meshaal's left ear. He later described it as a loud ringing, like an electric shock ripping through my body. He swatted at his ear, thinking it a bug or prank, and continued inside, brushing off the odd encounter. But the botch unfolded in heart-pounding seconds. Meshaal's bodyguard, Mohammed Abu Saif, sensed something off. The agents hurried retreat, their foreign accents. He bolted after them on foot, a frantic chase through crowded streets that turned into a brutal hand-to-hand brawl. Punches flew. Abu Saif grappled one agent to the ground, shouting for help. A passerby, an off-duty Palestinian security officer, joined the fray, subduing the pair. Jordanian police swooped in, arresting the Canadians who were anything but. The other agents scattered, 4 holed up in the Israeli embassy, besieged by Jordanian forces. While the rest were hunted down, what was meant to be a silent kill exploded into an international incident. with Meshaal collapsing hours later, pale, vomiting, slipping into a coma as the poison coursed through his veins. If you're hooked on these edge-of-your-seat dives into hidden histories and covert ops, hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel for more thrilling investigations that peel back the layers of the world's most shadowy events. The Crisis, Ultimatums and Antidotes, with Meshaal fighting for life in a Jordanian hospital, the stakes skyrocketed. King Hussein of Jordan, a key U.S. ally and fresh off the peace treaty with Israel, was livid. This was a betrayal on his soil. He phoned Netanyahu directly. If Meshaal dies, your agents hang, and the peace treaty dies with him. The captured spies faced public trials and execution. The embassy standoff teetered on violence. Enter U.S. President Bill Clinton pulled into the fray as a mediator. Clinton hammered Netanyahu in heated calls, demanding the antidote to avert a diplomatic catastrophe that could derail Middle East peace efforts. Netanyahu resisted at first, fearing exposure of Mossad's secrets, but buckled under pressure. Mossad chief Danny Yadim flew to Amman with the antidote, a vial of life-saving serum delivered in a dramatic, last-minute airdrop. Doctors administered it just in time. Meshaal emerged from his coma 2 days later, groggy but alive, earning the moniker the living martyr. But the price was steep. To free the agents, Israel had to release Sheikh Ahmed Yassin, Hamas's quadriplegic spiritual founder, along with 70 other prisoners. Yassin rolled out of prison to a hero's welcome in Gaza, only to be assassinated by Israel years later in 2004, a twisted full circle. The fallout. Legends born from failure. The operation's collapse was a black eye for Mossad, exposing their tactics and straining Israel-Jordan ties for years. Netanyahu issued a rare apology in Amman, but the scandal contributed to his 1999 election loss. For Meshaal, survival was a boon. He ascended to Hamas's top spot, becoming a symbol of resilience. The affair underscored Mossad's daring, but also the razor-thin line between triumph and disaster in the shadow world of espionage. And yet, questions linger. What other secrets lurk in Mossad's playbook? How many unseen hits have shaped our world? If this pulse-pounding saga left you craving more, tales of rogue agents, poisoned umbrellas, or cyber shadows, subscribe to my YouTube channel now. Hit that bell, and let's uncover the next thriller together. Who knows what we'll expose next?